皆さん、こんにちは。ゆったり日本語教員会のジョーダン・リングです。どうぞよろしくお願いします。今日は教室でよく使われる表現について話したいと思います。Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jordan from the Utah Teachers Association of Japanese, and today we are going to be talking about common expressions that are used in the classroom. Let's go. Alright, so in today's video, we want to go over the following objectives. Number 1, how to start class in Japanese. Number 2, how to end class in Japanese. And number 3, other common classroom expressions.
And today's grammar of the day is all about how to ask questions.
Well, without further ado, it's Tango time.
Okay, じゃあ今日の単語を一緒に見ていきましょう。まず発音の練習をします。Okay, so first thing that we are going to do is practice the pronunciation. So let's begin, which happens to be our very first word.
始めましょう。始めましょう。
起立起立礼礼着席着席
は、お休みです。は、お休みです。は、遅刻です。は、遅刻です。
早く早く
終わりましょう。終わりましょう。これこれ
何
なん
何
なんかか
Alright, now that we have practiced pronunciation, now we are going to see how to start class in Japanese. First, the teacher is going to say, let's begin class. 始めましょう。
始めましょう。
After that, one student who has nichoku, or daily duty, will stand up at their desk and recite the following words, to which the class will also repeat while carrying out these actions.
起立気をつけ礼
お願いします。
着席
始めましょう。
起立気をつけ礼
お願いします。
着席
So let's break down these vocabulary one at a time. Here we go. So first one we have is 始めましょう. You say this when you're going to begin something, and it is polite as well. So you can say this to begin anything. Let's say that you are going to start a meeting. This is a great way to start out that meeting by saying 始めましょう. The next one means stand, 起立. However, it's not a very conversational way of saying stand. Rather, this word, as well as the next two words which follow, are used at ceremonies or formal situation. The more conversational way to say stand would be 立ってください. で、 you shouldn't ever really ask someone to bow. Unless you're like the emperor. But you're not, so... Man, if the emperor's watching this video, I'm so sorry. She's not watching this, I'm okay. Next is chakuseki, and like I said before, it's not very conversational. If you want to say the conversational version of please sit or sit, it would be suwatte kudasai. Suwatte kudasai.
始めましょ
起立気をつけ礼
う。お願いします。
着席
Part 2. How to end class in Japanese. And really this is super simple. The teacher is going to stand up in front of the class and say the following.
終わりましょう。
Pretty basic, right? This means let's end or let's finish something. And it's kind of implied that she's talking about class. So when you hear someone say this, that means that the class or the meeting or whatever you are participating in is winding up.
終わりましょう。
Part 3. Other useful classroom expressions. We have squiggly line wa oyasumi desu. When you see a squiggly line in Japanese, you gotta first ask yourself, is it taking the place for a person or a thing? If it's a person, you say dare dare. But if it's a thing, you're gonna say nani nani. And so here we have someone. It's obviously a person. So we'll say dare dare wa oyasumi desu. Dare dare wa oyasumi desu. So this means that somebody is absent. And this is you telling the teacher that you know someone is absent. So let's say that it is Jordan who is absent. We would say Jordan wa oyasumi desu.
あ、ゆき先生。ジョダン先生はどこですか？
ジョーダン先生はお休みです。
And that would be really problematic because Jordan is the teacher. Nah, I would just get a sub and it wouldn't be a problem. Anyways, now you might have noticed though that there's parentheses written right here. These parentheses are letting you know that the O in the middle is optional. In other words, you could say dare dare wa yasumi desu and it means the same thing as saying dare dare wa oyasumi desu. If you add O at the beginning of this word, it makes it a little bit more polite. However, it's not necessary. So, if having the O makes it more difficult to remember, don't worry about it. You could also say dare dare wa yasumi desu, and that is just fine. All right. So next we have dare dare wa chikoku desu. Chikoku means tardy. So literally, somebody tardy is dare dare wa chikoku desu. So if I wanted to say that Satoshi is a very common Japanese name. If I wanted to say that Satoshi is tardy, I would say Satoshi wa chikoku desu.
あら、ゆきは遅刻です。
No, I'm on time.
Right. The next one is hayaku, which means hurry or quickly or do something quickly.
ねえ、ジョーダン、
What's up, ゆき？
ちょっと起きて。ねえ、早く。
The next word is kore. Kore refers to something that is close to the person who's talking. Means this. Now we're going to move on to the Japanese equivalent of the word that in a future lesson. However, remember for now though that this in Japanese is kore.
これ。
Alright, now here we have two versions of the word what. The first one is nani, and the second one is nan. Now, how are they different? This is a really good question. Nani can work by itself. You don't have to put anything onto nani to already have a grammatical okay sentence. It's just like saying what. So, if someone asks me something but I can't hear what they said very well, I could look at them and say, oh, nani?
ねえねえ、ゆき。
何？
However, if I wanted to be more polite when asking that same question, I need to add some things on the end. And if I'm going to add stuff on the end, nani isn't going to stay the same. It's going to become nan, like we have here on the right side. For example, the more polite version of nani would be nan desu ka?
あ、ゆき先生すみません。
何ですか？
And literally, nan desu ka means what is, and then we have the question marking particle, which brings us to today's grammar of the day. How to ask questions. Ka is put at the end of any sentence to make it a question. This is so much easier than English. For example, let's take this sentence. Are you Jordan? Now let's compare this to the not question version of this sentence. You are Jordan. As you can see, in English, the verb and the subject in a lot of questions have to switch places when asking a question. You don't have to worry about that in Japanese. The subject's going to stay where it needs to be. Everything else is not going to move either. Everything stays the same. All you need to do is add ka onto the end. Isn't Japanese convenient?
あ、ゆき先生は日本が好きです。あ、ゆき先生は日本が好きですか？
はい。
Alright, we also have a set phrase. When you are late to class or to a meeting or to anything, this is something that you ought to say.
すみません。遅くなりました。
Literally, it means, I am sorry I have become late. But this is what a Japanese speaker would use to just say, I'm sorry I'm late. So let's go ahead and say that together one more time.
すみません。遅くなりました。
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching another video. If you were paying attention, you learned how to start out your Japanese class using Japanese and how to end your class. Not only that, but you also learned other classroom expressions. Also, don't forget, your teacher may have required you to do a worksheet or some sort of assignment in conjunction with this video. また今度